Histology. Nervous tissue. The nervous system is like a magical treasure chest full of surprises. It hides secrets, keeps thoughts to itself, and makes super smart choices in our day-to-day dealings. It is responsible for our sense of touch, the butterflies we feel when we are in love, and even the way we experience both physical and emotional pain. Talk about a heavy load. So prepare to have your neurons firing with excitement. This lesson will leave you dendriting with anticipation and exonishing for more knowledge. Fun fact: did you know that the human brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons? To put that into perspective, it's more than the number of stars in our Milky Way galaxy. Each of these neurons, with its unique structure and function, plays a crucial role in transmitting electrical impulses and forming the foundation of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. The nervous system is composed of two main types of cells, neurons and neuroglial cells, also known as glial cells. These cells work together to ensure the proper functioning of the nervous system. Let's begin by talking about the neurons. The microscopic anatomy of a neuron, also known as a nerve cell, involves several specialized structures that enable its function in the nervous system. When observing neurons under a microscope, specific staining techniques are used to enhance the visibility of their structures. Here are the key components of a typical neuron. If we use an analogy comparing neurons to trees, the cell body or soma of a neuron can be likened to the sturdy trunk of a tree. It is the main part of the neuron that contains the nucleus and other organelles necessary for cellular processes. Under the microscope, the soma appears as a round or oval-shaped structure. It typically has a dark stained nucleus in the center, surrounded by lighter cytoplasm, and may also contain granules called Nissl's bodies, which are clusters of rough endoplasmic reticulum with free ribosomes involved in protein synthesis. Emerging from the cell body are tree-like extensions called dendrites. They can be compared to the delicate tendrils of a tree reaching out in search of sunlight. Just as these tree branches capture the nourishing rays, dendrites eagerly receive incoming signals from other neurons or sensory receptors and transmit them to the cell body. They usually have numerous branches to increase their surface area for receiving signals, much like the interconnected branches of numerous trees in a forest. Under the microscope, they appear to project out in various directions, are thinner than the axon, and may have smaller protrusions called dendritic spines. Also arising from the cell body are the axons, which are long, slender projections carrying electrical signals or action potentials away from the cell body towards other neurons, muscles, or glands. It would be a perfect fit to compare the axon to the principal root of the tree that extends deep into the soil. Axons extend long distances, carrying electrical signals to distant regions of the body. It usually appears as a single, unbranched process emerging from the cell body. Axons are stained differently from the cell body and dendrites, allowing for easier differentiation. The axon hillock is a specialized region at the base of the axon, adjacent to the cell body. It plays a crucial role in initiating and generating action potentials as it integrates signals received from the dendrites. Some axons are surrounded by a fatty insulating layer called myelin sheath, which is formed by specialized cells called oligodendrocytes in the central nervous system and Schwann cells in the peripheral nervous system. It facilitates the rapid conduction of action potentials along the axon, acting as an electrical insulator. The myelin sheath, if present, can be observed as a lighter colored segmented structure surrounding the axon. Under the microscope, they look like a series of alternating dark and light bands due to the periodic gaps in the myelin called the nodes of Ranvier. Action potentials jump from one node to another, and this process is known as saltatory conduction, which speeds up the signal transmission. The end of the axon branches out into multiple small structures called axon terminals or synaptic buttons, which form specialized connections called synapses with other neurons or target cells. They release neurotransmitters into the synapse that act like chemical messengers to transmit signals to the next neuron or effector cell. Synapses cannot be directly observed under a light microscope. They require specialized staining or electron microscopy techniques for visualization. Pop quiz. Now you may be wondering if neurons and nerves are the same thing. This next segment will help you get a better understanding of this concept. Although they have similar sounding names, nerves and neurons are different structures of the nervous system. A neuron is a specialized individual cell primarily responsible for transmitting information via both electrical and chemical signals. Neurons are found in the central nervous system, like the brain and spinal cord, as well as the peripheral nervous system. On the other hand, nerves are essentially enclosed bundles of nerve fibers or axons found in the peripheral nervous system. Let us now learn more about nerves. Nerves serve as the communication channels of the nervous system, allowing signals to travel between the brain, spinal cord, and different parts of the body. Nerves can contain thousands to millions of individual neurons, along with other types of cells and supporting structures. Based on their function, there are three main types of nerves in the human body. The first type is the sensory nerves, also known as afferent nerves, which transmit sensory information from the sensory organs such as the skin, eyes, ears, nose, and tongue to the central nervous system, that is the brain and spinal cord. These nerves allow us to perceive and respond to various stimuli such as touch, temperature, pain, pressure, and vision. The second type is the motor nerves, also called efferent nerves. They carry signals from the central nervous system to the muscles and glands throughout the body. They are responsible for controlling muscle movements and coordinating various bodily functions. Motor nerves enable voluntary movements, such as walking or talking, as well as involuntary actions, such as heartbeats or digestion. The third type is the mixed nerves that contain both sensory and motor fibers within a single nerve bundle. They transmit sensory information from the sensory organs to the central nervous system and motor signals from the central nervous system to the muscles or glands. Most of the nerves in the body are mixed nerves, allowing for two-directional communication between different parts of the body and the brain. Pop quiz. By now, you have understood that nerves are found only in the peripheral nervous system. In the following session, we will study more about the characteristic features of nerves, learn their classification, and how they act as carriers of information from the brain and spinal cord to the target organs and vice versa. We hope you had fun learning with us.